Content marketing is one of the highest ROI marketing strategies available today. When done consistently, it generates more leads, more referrals, builds trust with your audience, and ultimately drives more revenue. And while marketing trends will continue to evolve, one thing isn't going to change. No matter how AI evolves, what social platform becomes popular next, or how consumer behaviors shift, every business will always need a predictable way to attract customers. Marketing isn't optional. It's your distribution engine. And the real question isn't whether you should invest in content marketing. It's how. Should you build an in-house content marketing team or should you partner with an agency? In today's video, we're going to break down the pros and cons of each approach, compare the real cost, and talk about expertise versus hiring from scratch, with the goal of helping you determine which option makes the most sense for your business. If you're new here, my name is Michael and I run ResurrectionMedia.com. It's a company that helps entrepreneurs and business owners scale. We've helped companies reach 7 and 8 figures and have worked directly with 9-figure companies. When you partner with us, you're leveraging proven systems backed by real-world experience. If you're ready to scale, just reach out and let's connect. Now let's dive in. So this is the Content Marketing Decision Engine, a strategic framework for choosing between building an internal team and partnering with an agency. Marketing is your inescapable distribution engine. The highest ROI marketing strategy available today isn't optional. No matter how AI evolves, which social platforms rise, or how consumer behavior shifts, every business requires a predictable way to attract customers. And so, as you can see, the algorithm shifts or the AI evolution, regardless of whatever happens, every single business has to have this key point of connection, which is the distribution engine, where it generates leads and trust and revenue. So the real question isn't whether you should invest in content marketing, it's how you build that machine to do it, right? So think about Instagram, think about TikTok, think about Facebook, think about LinkedIn, think about word of mouth referrals. Think about how every single person who is your ideal customer, how can you connect with them? How can you get their attention, attract them in, start a conversation, show them that you can solve their problem, and then from there, when they understand that, they become a lead. Through your content, you establish trust, and then through that connection, you establish revenue, okay? So that's number one. Next, the architecture of an internal team provides deep operational alignment. Building an in-house content team offers distinct advantages for high-volume daily production environments. And if you look at it like this, when you have an in-house team, you have deep familiarity because they have immediate understanding of your products, your customers, your culture, and also your brand voice. You have rapid communication because there's seamless collaboration between marketing, sales, and leadership, which is super important. You have institutional knowledge where you have valuable insights and processes that stay permanently within your company walls. So what is institutional knowledge to me? It's like your moat, okay? That's like the simplest way I can put it. It's your defensive and offensive moat. Whenever you have an internal team, you have the power and the control to actually establish that moat where nothing can penetrate it. So if you have direct competition, for example, having a moat around your institutional knowledge is key to ensuring that you stay one step ahead of your competition. Last but not least, we have the high volume capacity, where it's ideal for organizations that require daily massive scale content production. So one thing I would say about this is in today's competitive world, you really do want to be posting at the very minimum just to stay, in the game, one piece of content per day. That's really bare minimum. So if you have a business that's doing 7 figures, for example, that is just non-negotiable, depending on the business that you're in. But at 7 figures, like no matter what type of data you have, no matter what type of privacy you want to control, you really want to get as much attention as possible out there, no matter what. Okay. And then if you have an 8-figure business, then this is just not a question already. When we get into the 9-figure ranges, that's a whole nother discussion because of the institutional knowledge and the moat that is required for that. But again, these 4 pillars right here, deep familiarity, rapid communication, institutional knowledge, and high volume capacity. These are the benefits of having an in-house team. Next topic, the salary is not the expensive part of the equation. Business owners often underestimate the trade-offs of building from scratch. So as you can see, this is like the iceberg. On the surface, you have the employee-based salary. That could be hourly or salary, whatever you're thinking about paying an employee to handle your content, for example. Underneath that waterline is all of the other expenses, okay? This is your recruitment and onboarding, which can take months of interviewing, hiring, and training. You have your overhead and operations, which is payroll, taxes, benefits, vacation time, and a lot more. You have your tech and infrastructure, which is your software subscriptions, your computers, your camera equipment, and more. And then you have your management tax, which is your leadership time required to review content, give feedback, and drive projects. It's a whole nother operation. And then you have your reset penalty, which is starting entirely over when creative burnout leads to turnover, right? This does happen all the time. And so this is what I mean when it comes to the salary is not the expensive part of the equation. Simply because everything underneath the waterline is all of the expenses that you have to factor in, because that's just the reality of doing business, okay? Next, accessing a pre-built ecosystem of specialized expertise. So instead of relying on a single generalist to wear multiple hats, the agency model grants immediate access to an established team. This is the benefits of having an agency or partnering with an agency, okay? You have a strategist, designer, SEO expert, video editors, writers, which is copywriters, and then all of those experts lead into immediate execution because you're not having to worry about all the waterline stuff, right? When you get an agency, instead of the employee-based salary, you're actually exchanging this for a retainer, for example, a contract, you name it. And that is the exchange right there. That's the trade-off. So the specialist advantage is deploying dedicated strategists, writers, designers, video editors, and SEO experts exactly when needed, simply because the agency houses all these people. In this example, we have proven systems, leveraging workflows and quality control processes refined over years of solving similar marketing challenges. When you outsource or partner with an agency, for example, they come with all the proven systems because they've already cut the learning curve. At least a good agency would, right? And then you have rapid scalability. So you get to increase content output instantly without the friction of hiring multiple new employees. Again, if we go back to this example, all of the expenses or the possible expenses that you would have to factor in, it's all under the waterline, right? Again, the benefit of an agency is the trade-off of whatever that you negotiate with them, right? So, there are pros and cons to both, but I just want to make sure that's crystal clear. Next, the operational realities of external partnerships. Agencies are not a flawless silver bullet. Partnering externally requires navigating specific friction points, okay? And then we have the balance, right? Execution speed versus integration friction. On day one, the knowledge gap, right? External teams do not possess intrinsic knowledge of your business on day one. Deliberate onboarding is mandatory. This is that side of the balance, the integration friction. Next, we have the process misalignment. Communication standards vary widely. Without clear protocols, collaboration degrades. This is the importance of having frictionless communication with your agency. Okay, same thing with your employees though. The quality chasm. Agency caliber is a spectrum. The market is split between volume-driven content mills and strategic growth partners. Choosing incorrectly compounds your marketing problems. This is 100% true. I've had so many conversations with business owners who've had very bad experiences on hiring agencies simply because, and this one key factor, a business owner hires an agency thinking that they have the expertise and experience, yet that agency is learning on their dime. Okay, that means that the business owner is not only taking a big risk on the financial side, but also on the agency side, simply because they've chosen to partner with the wrong agency. Okay, this is why it's important to have a clear understanding of what you are outsourcing. There's a quote, you never want to outsource what you don't know. Right? At least get deadly in it a little bit to the point where you're able to outsource and to, oversee and manage, so that way you can spot when there's mistakes being made and where there's correct action being taken. As a business owner, entrepreneur, as the leader of your ship, you have to know between the mistakes to avoid and the correct path moving forward, okay? That comes with experience, and it comes with knowledge, and it comes with time. And then the other side of this is choosing the right growth partner, right? The right agency to partner with. Well, guess what? There's just benefits, all upside, okay? All upside with very little downside if you choose correctly. So the fundamental shift from buying time to buying outcomes. This is the employee versus the agency model. These are the pros and cons between choosing to take your content marketing in-house versus outsourcing or partnering with an agency. So the input focus model, which is the employee, you pay for 40 hours a week. The risk is the cost remains fixed whether the output is exceptional, average, or poor. Focus is hours worked and physical presence. Now the output focused model, which is the agency, you're optimizing for outcomes. You pay for specific deliverables. So these are some examples, not saying that these are the best things to do, but example deliverables, 12 blog articles, 30 social media posts, 4 professionally edited videos, SEO optimization, analytics reporting, and strategy. The focus here is what actually gets published and the business results that are created. Just to add on to this, both sides of these outcomes need to be addressed, whether you have in-house or you partner with an agency, okay? Next, buying expertise eliminates the learning curve. An experienced agency has already paid the tuition of making mistakes, refining systems, and building templates. And that is very true. Unless you hire someone in-house that comes with all that experience, right? This is the activation curve. On the left, we have output / return on investment. And then on the bottom, we have time, okay? Let's just say that each of these are the first week, second week, third week, fourth week, fifth week, okay? So this line right here represents the agency, and this line right here represents hiring in-house. As you can see, if you partner with an agency, the return on investment that you should get or that you can expect to get is going to be a lot faster compared to hiring in-house. Obviously, it depends on who you partner with in terms of the agency and who you hire in terms of the in-house employee. So week 1, we have onboarding, documentation, feedback loops, process creation. This is establishing communication and infrastructure for your partnerships on both the agency as well as the in-house hire. Let's say week 3, you have pre-built systems, established templates, proven conversion knowledge. That means that essentially you're already taking action and getting ROI. Versus in-house hire, you may not see any ROI just yet, because you're still onboarding them, you're still training them, you're still getting them caught up onto your lingo, etc. There might not even be processes or templates established just yet, depending on who you hire, right? This is just the reality of it. And then it also depends on your leadership too, right? So how you lead that new hire. So now we have week 5, right? Right here, again, you should have some type of ROI already by week 5. And then with your in-house employee, again, it just depends on their skills. You can argue for both, but in this example, it's just showing the activation curve is a lot slower. Now, here's the key takeaway. You aren't just hiring people. You're hiring years of accumulated experience to avoid expensive mistakes. Again, this is the argument for the agency, because with an agency, if we go back here, if you partner with an agency that has all of this and it's true, then you can expect that. If you don't, you can expect this. This is just my experience and what I've seen, and also through my own knowledge. All right, so next, the 6-figure reality check of an apples to apples comparison. Business owners frequently compare the monthly cost of an agency to one employee's salary. This is mathematically flawed, and it just doesn't even make sense if you think about it, right? So one employee's salary does not equate. So a true in-house team is a heavy 6-figure annual investment. An agency provides these combined capabilities under one efficient engagement. So what this model means is, on the left, if you were to hire for in-house, you would have to hire a marketing manager, content writer, video editor, graphic designer, outside SEO contractor or in-house, software, which is editing, design, SEO, AI, analytics, all the subscriptions, and then equipment and taxes. These are basically all separate costs. Versus if you were to partner with an agency, then you would have all these things combined into one, right? Depending on the agency that you partner with. So a true in-house team is a heavy 6-figure annual investment. An agency provides these combined capabilities under one efficient engagement. Now, I want to share with you one thing, okay? If you're just starting your business, you have to start somewhere, okay? Next, the strategic diagnostic matrix. So this is going to help you decide if you should take everything in-house or if you should partner externally. Build internally if you are a large enterprise producing content at massive daily scale. You have experienced marketing leadership already in place. Again, it's like which mistakes to avoid and which actions to take, right? You possess the HR infrastructure to recruit, train, and manage a creative team. And then on the other side, you partner externally if you are a growing business that needs results sooner rather than later. You require immediate access to experienced specialists. You want predictable, guaranteed monthly production. You want to eliminate the operational headaches of hiring and turnover. Depending on your situation, sometimes you need both. And I would encourage you to get both depending on your scale, but it just depends on the problem that you're solving. Next, interrogate your operational reality before deciding, because with every decision comes trade-offs and also risk, and as well as financial decisions being made. So number 1, what is my actual fully loaded monthly marketing budget? Number 2, how quickly does the business require tangible results? Number 3, do I have someone internally with the bandwidth and expertise to manage a content team? Number 4, can the business absorb the financial and momentum costs of turnover if key creatives leave? The last thing you want with that is you don't want your content or your distribution engine slowed down or stopped or constrained, right? Number 5, do I know exactly what success looks like and how to measure it? These are your KPIs. Number 6, do I need strategic guidance or do I simply need someone to execute my existing playbook? Next, execute the framework and optimize for consistency. So step 1 is calculate the true annual cost of an internal team, salaries, tech, management tax. Step 2, audit your required monthly content volume. This is going to fluctuate and it's going to vary, okay? Because you can't control the output of the results that you get. You can only control the experiment. And what I mean by that is when you post a piece of content, for example, you analyze the results and then you gather the feedback and data and then re-strategize and then post again, okay? It's really going to depend on your results that you get. Step number 3, identify your primary gap. Do you lack raw capacity, strategic expertise, or both? This is like what you are solving for. Step 4, evaluate agency partners based strictly on deliverables and business outcomes, not hourly rates. Neither option is automatically better, but whichever path you choose, remember that consistency beats perfection. The businesses that win are the ones that continue showing up week after week. So at the end of the day, there isn't one universally correct answer. Some companies thrive with an internal marketing team. Others grow much faster by partnering with an experienced agency. The best decision depends on your budget, your timeline, your leadership, and your growth goals. Whichever path you choose, just remember this. Action and consistency beats perfection. The businesses that win are the ones that continue showing up, publishing valuable content, building trust with their audience, and staying visible week after week. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe. If you have a question, you need some clarity on your specific situation, just leave it in the comments below or reach out to us directly. We're more than happy to help. Hope you have an amazing day. Dominate your path and make it happen. I'll see you on the next video.